Let me make sure I am unmuted. I am. How is everybody? Welcome back today. Welcome back for the exciting day that we were all waiting for. If you were here yesterday, you know that these two douchebags are facing murder charges today. They are going to be in front of a judge facing murder charges. Those smug looks will be no more. Hopefully. Hi, Janice. Hey, Janice, thanks for rejoining. I noticed when I came into chat. Thank you. Hey, Brunch Mom. I know Shell's here. She probably can't hear me. Hey, sister. Hey, Angela. Kara. Hey, yeah. Hey, Houston. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Kathleen Sikorsky. I actually went to school with a Sikorsky. Hey, Ann. Hey, Matt Black. Matt Black, I've been digging your channel with your berry coverage. Hi, Michelle. What's up, Jay? The hearing is in 10 minutes. Okay, so real quick, let give this a minute for people to get in here and get their notifications, because I want to talk a little bit about Melanie Gibb before the hearing begins. Hi, Susan. Hi, Heather. What's up, Laurel? Hey, Haley from the UK. Hey, Rose. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Vicky Watkins. You are a UK person. Have you seen the Chris Watts episode Faking It on Discovery Plus? Do you have Discovery Plus? Any of my UK people, if you have Discovery Plus, I would like to watch that episode. Hey, B. Daigle, Louisiana, up in the house. Bristol from the UK. I want to see it, Bristol. We can't watch it here yet. I don't know if we ever will get it here. I'm not sure. It looked interesting from what I saw, the clips of the psychologist. I agreed with what I saw. Oh, you don't have it. That's okay. Let me pull up Boyce's channel just so we are prepared. Hopefully we won't need to go in any breakout rooms today. Seems like they will have everything together because they know what they're doing today. They know what they're doing today. Through a VPN. All right, I got to figure out how to do that because I'm not like, I don't know how to do that. I used to have a VPN at work, but you know, like IT set that up. What's up, Penny? Thanks for being here. It would. I know, Janice. It's going to be some kind of shit show, right? It's going to be some kind of shit show. I wonder if it's going to be addressed that Melanie Gibb refused her subpoena from Mark Means. So that was what I wanted to talk about really quick before we get started. I'm going to keep this pulled up so we can keep an eye on Judge Boyce's channel. But I want to just quickly kind of tell you what this phone call with Melanie Gibb kind of meant. So Melanie Gibb, oh, it's Judge Evans? Judge, whoops, Theron Edens. My bad. Thank you so much. All right, where's his freaking channel? Here he is. All right, thank you so much. We're good now. Hey, Doug Parker. She's been served even if she refuses it. I thought she could get in trouble for refusing a subpoena. At any rate, we'll keep an eye on Farron Eddins, and thank you for updating me on the judge. I don't know why I was thinking Boyce, but thank you. Let's keep an eye on that, and then I want to tell you guys about this call. So Melanie Gibb talked to one of her very good friends on the phone, and her friend thought some things were pretty fishy, so she decided to record these calls. I'm not sure if there was more than one. But basically, she says that for months and months, they tried to come up with a plan to get rid of Charles. She said, and this is Melanie Gibb, said cops admit they don't think Charles was killed in self-defense. And then her friend asked, did she ask him to kill Charles? And Melanie replies, well, self-defense, yes. They planned it. And then Melanie says, Alex was doing a favor for his sister. It was planned self-defense. And then Melanie said, Lori said they were trying to kill her. And Melanie said an officer told her Lori was really happy for just having blown someone away in her front room. Yikes. Melanie then asked Lori if Tylee was at BYU, and Melanie replied, yeah, but she gave me this really creepy look, like, yes, she's dead. Then Melanie says, Tylee didn't like Charles. Tylee doesn't like anybody. And then Melanie goes on to say, Lori Vallow tells me that JJ's a zombie now, and so was Tylee. Quote, people who become zombies don't end up staying alive. She told all of this, supposedly, allegedly, to Melanie Gibb. Lori Vallow allegedly said this to Melanie Gibb. And Melanie Gibb allegedly said this to a very good friend of hers. And I haven't heard the call, but I have a transcript, so that's what I'm giving you. I can't verify that this is an actual phone call transcript. All I can tell you is that someone who listened to it transcribed it, and I have it. Then Melanie said that Lori said she was going to give JJ back to Kay. And then Melanie suggested that Lori tell Kay she's sick. And then Melanie went on to say, and this honestly disgusts me. What a piece of crap. She says, plus, this is Melanie now. This is Melanie G saying this. Plus, it's not her kid anyways. He was a drug baby. What the what? Melanie, if she said this, this is going to be bad for her. She said after JJ went to live with Kay, Tammy died. Melanie called Lori in Hawaii to tell her that Tammy died. Melanie said Tammy was a zombie 2 weeks before she died because she thought Chad and Lori were having an affair. The friend asks, how did Tammy die? Melanie said, Lori or Chad said they had to do what they could to take her out of her spirit. Oh, God, these people are so gross. Oh, we're live. I think I just got really, really excited because I don't think we have audio yet. Let me get the screen set for y'all. This is it. This is the moment we've been waiting to see, and I don't want to screw it up by not having it ready. All right. So I want to continue this, and if we get cut off for whatever reason, or I mean, if we get, if this starts, we'll finish this Melanie call after. Because, like, I'm dying. All right, we're going to sit here and we're going to wait. Make sure I'm not not muted on the desktop audio. We are good to go. So as soon as they start talking, I will shut up. And let's continue this Melanie Gibb dish, okay? Okay, so the last thing I said was that Lori or Chad said they had to do what they could to take Tammy out of her spirit. Then Melanie said, I'm thinking she said a prayer and Tammy's spirit went home. She thought she did some kind of blessing. Then she says, Melanie, I get a phone call from police and of course I ignore it. What? Then she goes to Arizona to talk to Alex Cox. He tells her he tells her she doesn't want to know what happened to JJ. Did you hear that, folks? Melanie goes to Arizona to talk to Alex Cox. He tells her she doesn't want to know what happened to JJ. Lori then says, we thought JJ was going to get kidnapped by Kay, so we're protecting him. Are you fucking kidding me? Zelima Pastenes tells Melanie that Chad gave her a blessing to be one of the 144,000. She was translated and started having visions. Alex Cox told Zelima that JJ won't be able to be found. Wow. Just making sure we're not missing anything. All right. This is disgusting.
Good morning,
Chad Daybell tells them to hurry and get married,
Mr. Daybell,
so they can become
video,
part
please?
of the 144,000. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Why is Chad smirking?
In Fremont County.
Why are you smirking?
Everybody, it is May 26, 2021. Case number CR 2221-1623, State of Idaho versus Chad Guy Daybell. Present here on the Zoom call, I have Mr. Daybell appearing with his counsel, Mr. Pryor. I have Mr. Wood, who represents the state. Also, Ms. Blake, who is here representing the state. I have a court reporter and someone from the Idaho Supreme Court for technical issues. This is the date and time for an initial appearance. Mr. Daybell, can you hear me okay?
Yes. Can you hear
I need
me?
you to speak a little bit louder, Mr. Daybell.
Yes, I can hear you.
Mr. Daybell, the purpose of today's initial appearance is to go through your rights, to talk about the date for future hearings, to talk about counsel, and a few other things. Mr. Daybell, would you review a copy of the notification of rights form that was sent down to the jail prior to this hearing today?
Yes,
Do you understand your legal rights here today?
I do.
Mr. Pryor, did you go through that notification of rights form with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Daybell, did you receive a copy of the indictment that was filed on May 25th, 2021, a warrant that was filed on that same date?
Yes, I did.
Did you have a chance to review that with your counsel, Mr. Pryor?
He did, Judge, and we have no questions at this time.
Mr. Pryor, it's my understanding from a review of the notification of rights that your client is waiving a formal reading of the indictment. If it's okay with you, I'll just go through each charge and the maximum penalties. I'm not going to go through the allegation contained in the charge.
That's appropriate, Your Honor.
Ms. Blake or Mr. Wood, any objection to that?
No, Your Honor, I think that's appropriate.
No objection.
Right. Mr. Daybell, the indictment, like I said, is case number CR 2221-1623. It was filed on May 25th, 2021. In the indictment, there are 9 counts. I'm going to go through the counts that are relevant to your case. The first count is conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, as well as grand theft by deception. That count is punishable to the same extent as the underlying crime on the conspiracy. On the first part of that count, murder in the first degree, it's punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years. It carries up to a $50,000 fine or both. It also carries with it up to a $5,000 fine and restitution. With regards to the second part of count 1, conspiracy to commit grand theft by deception, that portion of the charge carries up to 14 years in prison, up to a $5,000 fine or both. Count 1 is an allegation of, like I said, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft. The murder relates to the victim and the death of TR, a minor. Count 2 is a charge of first-degree murder. It carries with it a maximum penalty punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years. It carries up to a $50,000 fine and up to a $5,000 fine and restitution. It relates to the death of the minor child, TR. Count 3 is a charge of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception. That charge carries with it the same maximum penalty as count 1. In other words, it's punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years, a $50,000 fine and or up to a $5,000 fine and restitution. The second portion of that charge is conspiracy to commit grand theft by deception. That portion of the charge carries up to 14 years in the state penitentiary, up to a $5,000 fine or both. That count relates to the death of the minor child, JV. Count 4 is a charge of first-degree murder. That charge is punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years, a $50,000 fine plus $5,000 fine and restitution. That count relates to the death of JV, a minor. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. That charge carries with it the potential penalty of death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years, a $50,000 fine plus $5,000 fine and restitution. That charge relates to the death of Tamara Daybell. Count 6 is a charge of first-degree murder. That charge carries with it punishment by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years. Carries up to a $50,000 fine and a $5,000 fine and restitution. The next count related to your case is count 8. It's an allegation of insurance fraud. Insurance fraud, as it is charged, carries up to 15 years in the state penitentiary, a fine of up to $15,000 plus restitution. Count 9 is the last count. It is also a charge of insurance fraud. It carries up to 15 years in the state penitentiary, a fine of up to $15,000 or both plus restitution. Mr. Daybell, the maximum penalties of all of those counts carry up to, they could all run consecutively, one after the other, or they could run concurrently. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Pryor, have you had a chance to explain that to your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
We'll proceed then. Very well. Mr. Daybell, you're appearing here today with Mr. Pryor. Do you wish to represent yourself? Do you wish to hire an attorney, Mr. Pryor, or would you like to seek application of a public defender?
Judge, Mr. Daybell has retained my office to continue representing him in this matter, and that's the way I anticipate going forward, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Daybell, is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. All right, the next item of business is to set the arraignment. That arraignment will be in front of the district court judge. As of right now, Mr. Pryor, Mr. Wood, Ms. Blake, the court has available June the 9th in the morning. That's the date we will set that arraignment for. It's yet to be determined if that's going to be in person or via Zoom. That will be worked out at a later time and date. Also, the exact time of that arraignment on June 9th will be set by the court, and we'll send out final notice of that, but it will be in the morning on June the 9th. Does that work for everybody?
That will work for the state, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
We'll plan on that. Right now, the warrant has set forth no bail. Mr. Pryor, does that need to be addressed here today?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else we need to take up here today at this initial appearance, Mr. Wood or Ms. Blake?
Not from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Pryor, anything else from the defense we need to bring up here today at this initial appearance?
Nothing further, Your Honor. May we be excused?
You may. Thanks, everybody, for appearing. We will be adjourned on this matter.
Okay, sorry about making you dizzy if I was moving that around. I wanted to try to get Chad's facial expressions, but you know what? He didn't have any. It didn't even matter. I did that for nothing. The man had no facial reaction whatsoever. So, whatever. So he faced the charges of murder, and I loved seeing him face the charge of murder for Tammy. I know I told you guys that yesterday. I'm elated that he has to face her murder. I think he is just a horrible, horrible human being. Horrible. Chad Daybell is despicable, as Alex Cox would say. And it's a damn shame that Alex Cox isn't here to face charges as well, even though he's listed in the indictment. Oh, if you guys go back, if you rewind, he was laughing about the technical difficulties. What in the world could he possibly have to laugh about? He's facing felony murder charges and possibly the death penalty. So we're waiting now for them to open it up for Lori. And hopefully I can get her zoomed in here. I mean, Rachel and the other prosecutor at the bottom aren't really talking. So if I have to cover them up a little bit, I'm going to. Because I want to see her. I know, TJ. I don't know. He's got that like, he's like the, remember, showing my age a little bit, but do you guys remember the Mac Tonight guy? Mac Tonight from McDonald's? He's like Mac Tonight. Like, put Chad Daybell in front of a piano and he's Mac Tonight. By the way, if you are a member, I updated stickers for y'all yesterday. Let me show you. Let me show you an example of our new stickers. New and improved. We now have Barry, Alex. Yes, Mac Tonight was the moon. Hey, Riley. Yeah, he was the moon guy and he played the piano. We have Zulima, whatever. We have Lori. I'm not sure if that's the same Lori we had before. And then, then the latest and greatest. And this was a listener yesterday. This was her suggestion, and I thought it was awesome. So if you're here, I don't remember who it was. I'd have to go back and look at the chat from yesterday. But here is the Jolly Rancher sticker. And that is for Lori's lipstick while she spends her life, hopefully, on death row. Thank you, Terry. Zulima is in it up to her ears, Auntie Cheryl says. Zulima. Yes, bad news. All these people are bad news. Right here is a whole slew of them. Look. There's the bad news bears. Oh, and you know what? Auntie Cheryl. Oh my God. I'm dead. You guys got to see this. We need some comic relief, right? We always need freaking comic relief when we cover these awful cases. So scroll over here. This is Judge Farron Eden's YouTube. And I think Baby Cakes accidentally commented on his chat. And her name is Baby Cakes 420. But Baby Cakes deleted her message. Baby Cakes, what'd you say to Judge Farron Edens? Too funny. I love it. What's even better is when all these people call in, especially the Scott Peterson hearings are the best. You get like 100 people calling in and they have their videos on and all that kind of stuff. Baby Cakes 420 checking in with some Judge Edens. Like, hey, Judge Edens, it's just Baby Cakes 420 checking in. I got your back. Oh, so let's go back to the Melanie G dish. I should do a whole nother live on this Melanie G dish. It's pretty juicy. All right, so let's see where we were. Where Alex Cox told Zulima that JJ won't be able to be found, then Chad tells them to hurry and get married so they can become part of the 144K. Then Melanie says that Julie Rowe is out of control. Did a ridiculous podcast where she claims kids were safe, happy. She Julie Rowe isn't going to like it when they show up dead. What? Okay, so I interviewed Julie Rowe on my channel. I don't remember when it was, but she did say in our interview that she saw visions of the kids and that they were fine and safe. And I don't know if that's the interview podcast she's talking about, but if she is, she said she did a ridiculous podcast. Melanie Gibb, why don't you come on my ridiculous podcast? If that's what you're talking about. Oh boy. I do have to say that I was contacted. I haven't talked to Julie Rowe like in a long time. And she hit me up like 3 weeks ago and asked for my email address. And I was like, I just gave it to her. And she was like, oh, hope you're well. And I just thought about this when the Melanie G thing came out, where Melanie G is being asked by Mark Means to produce all of her media interviews, like the people she did it with, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. So that's it. That's where the transcript ends. And that's from the phone calls with Melanie's friend. Just to clarify, Melanie Gibb, Melanie G, which is the friend of Chad and Lori, not the niece, Melanie P or Melanie B. A conflict of interest where? You mean conflicting stories? Because if this is really what Melanie said and this lady has it recorded, which I believe she does because I know someone who heard it. It's not even if. She lied. She lied in her testimony. Melanie Gibb lied under oath. No, Alex wasn't cremated. I don't think. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Why would it be a conflict of interest though for Mark Means to be her lawyer? He's always been her lawyer. Well, when I interviewed Julie Rose, she said she was no longer in contact with Chad Daybell. This was just her saying, I had this vision. I feel like, they're safe. It wasn't like she said, I know for a fact, like Chad told me. Chad told me, oh my gosh, we have another person who wants to talk to Judge Farron Eddins. Let's take a look. We have another hero of the day, which is Nikki Ninja. Nikki Ninja deleted her message too under Baby Cakes 420. Too funny. By the way, mods, I think the little stream bot thingamajig is working. We are waiting for Lori Vallow Daybell. Alex was cremated, Sister's Knives says. Thank you, Terry Schulman says, when a lawyer switches from private attorney to one appointed by court, they can charge the same hourly rate. But if she was granted indigency. Lori was granted indigency last week. So the state or the county or however that works will be paying Means. But I wanted to tell you guys the stream bot thingamajig is working now. So you can do like all those little things I sent a long time ago. I don't know. I was wondering the same thing. Chad has not been deemed indigent. Scott Reich said payment is half of what is normally charged. Well, obviously, Mark Means doesn't have a whole lot going on, and he probably wants a name for himself after this. So it would be in Mark Mean's best interest to take a pay cut to stay on this case, in my opinion. Well, isn't it funny that Chad knew Alex was dying because he called him to give him last rites? What did Bunny say? Yep. I think Alex died. Yep. Okay, I will, Cheryl. No, Means is not normal, but nothing in this case is, so he fits in perfectly. Don't you think, sisters? This is insane. So we're waiting for Lori to make her appearance. I have not seen a statement. Sisters, is there any other statement from Colby other than his Instagram post yesterday that you're aware of? Sisters is my Vallow Daybell expert in chat here. So if you guys have any questions, she can answer them. Lori right now is sucking on a Jolly Rancher harder than she's ever sucked on one before. So she can pretty up her lips for her murder charges. Pucker up, Buttercup. It's about time. Got about 4 minutes. 4 minutes to court time. And I hope it's the worst damn Jolly Rancher. I hope it's old and the wrapper's stuck to it and it's all melted and nasty and she's got plastic in her mouth during the hearing. T. Baldwin, Melanie G's phone call or phone calls were recorded by a friend of hers because the friend thought this didn't sound right. So she made several statements, and you can go back and rewind if you missed it. I have the DVR option on, so you can go backwards and actually listen to the recap. But when we're done with Lori, I can recap that again if you'd like. I just don't want to get cut off because that's what happened before. I was talking, then Chad came on. So let's wait till Lori's done. Then I will go over in detail the Melanie GT again. All right, Melanie GT. I hope somehow Charles gets justice for what they did to him too. I know. Sisters says, I hope they're out of candy. We just watched Chad. If you want to rewind, Terry, it was pretty short. Lori should be coming up in about 3 minutes, y'all. It'd be funny if it was blue raspberry. It would. She'd come out with like purple lips, looking like she's short of oxygen. Wait. Terra Mama. Hold up. Terra Mama says, this phone call that was recorded mentions a man named Mike Stroud, and I'm trying to figure out how he fits in. He was married to my aunt, and he's nuts. Where does your aunt live? The prosecution has 60 days from today, Matt, to decide if they are going to pursue this as a death penalty case. P. Sniddle, this will be definitely up. If you want to rewind right now, you can do that too. It was pretty short. But you can always go back and replay as well. Oh, her roots. I forgot about her roots. Oh, Lori. Elizabeth, we just try to find a little humor in these dark, depressing cases. Our hearts break for these families. But we find humor here sometimes to kind of break the monotony. I mean, or you have to have a little bit of an outlet when you cover these cases day in and day out, or you will be depressed. And that's what I do. I throw a little humor. I don't poke humor at victims. And by no means does anybody here think this situation's funny at all. Just making that clear. We just like to have a little bit of fun and lighten things up a little bit. Because you know what? In our world right now, we just have too much negativity. So why make like negativity here? Why not laugh a little bit? And we're not laughing at the situation, just FYI. So, dark humor, dark genre. Yep. I just appreciate you guys. You guys are always respectful in my chats, and I love that. I love you guys. All right, it's 11:30 Mountain. Come on. I'm gonna try to zoom on Lori. Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying that children should never be killed. You know? I mean, that's a given. No one should be killed. No one deserves to have their life taken from them. So, I mean, at least here on my channel, that's like just a golden rule. Like, that shouldn't even have to be said. Please do a Zoom and online. Thanks. Oh, absolutely, Phyllis Fritchin. Please do a Zoom and online. Thanks. Anything for you. Thank you, Kara. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys for always being respectful and joining in on the conversation and getting the discussions going. I love talking to you guys. Yes, this will be posted up for sure. When we're done with Lori's hearing, we will go over the Melanie G. T about Melanie G's phone calls that were recorded without her knowledge. Yeah, I mean, we're only human. We're only human. Black humor in the emergency services is a coping mechanism. I mean, really, you have to have an outlet. Thank you, Rose. Thank you for spending your time here with me and everybody else in chat. I appreciate you. You think she's going to be wearing a mask? Oh, probably. She's always been wearing a mask. I didn't hear about a shooting today. Jason. Yeah, you guys, while we're waiting for Lori, hit that, mash that like button for me. Mash that like button. It gets, you know what like buttons do? It gets the creators you watch into the YouTube algorithm a little deeper. So every like that you give your people that you watch and that you like their content, it gets them one little smidgen closer to being picked up in that algorithm, which is a huge thing for us creators. And it's really hard to get into the algorithm. And once you're in there, you want to keep that groove. So likes are so appreciated and they're free. Absolutely 100% free to hit that like button. Breach, hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Wow, I didn't even hear about that. Yeah, look, we're waiting, Aaron Evans. We're waiting for Lori's hearing to begin. We're still live with Judge Farron Edens. on his YouTube. We are just waiting. It was supposed to start 5 minutes ago. But you know how courts are. We already saw Chad. Chad was at 11 o'clock Mountain. So now we are waiting for Lori. She's next. We're waiting for Lori to face the charges of the murders of her 2 children that she was supposed to protect. Nicole, you can always go back and watch Chad. I guess while we're waiting, I can read the statement from Tammy Daybell's family. Terry, no, it has not. I think that's going to be trial. It didn't say in the indictment. And if you watch my video from yesterday where I go over the indictment, it gives some more details into, why these charges, to back up the claims for the grand jury. Okay, so this is a quick statement from Tammy Daybell's family as of yesterday. As the parents and siblings of our dearly beloved Tammy, we want to make a brief statement in light of today's news. First, we'd like to extend our continued love and heartfelt sympathy to the families of JJ and Tylee. Words cannot adequately express the depths of loss and pain that they are suffering, but we hope they know that they are not alone, and we grieve and hold a place in our hearts with them at this time. In light of new information and forward movement in the judicial process, we ask for consideration of our family's right to privacy and continued grieving as we process this. We'd especially ask that this consideration be extended to our dearest Tammy's children and grandchildren. We want their lives to retain as much peace, normalcy, and remembrance of their mother, grandmother as possible. No one knows how to handle this perfectly. We ask that we all be given the space to continue to honor and grieve our loved one the best we can. We'd like to thank the tireless efforts of law enforcement, the FBI, and all those who've continued to seek out the answers during the investigations surrounding Tylee, JJ, and Tammy. We appreciate their pursuit of justice and ultimately some measure of peace for those of us left in the wake of our loss. And that is the statement from Tammy Daybell's family, her parents, and their children. Exactly, Amy B. And what are they going to be up against Rachel, the specialty lawyer? Yeah, listen to Tim Sparks. Hit the like button. Smash that like button, y'all. Melanie, the friend, gives me creepy vibes. All those people give me creepy vibes. I'm missing Shell today. I'm missing some Shell. The evilness of these people is unreal. There are more twists and turns than the New York sewer system. Ain't that the truth? Rachel Smith is a rock star. Yes. Laurel. Yes. Who would have thought she lied? Lied. Allegedly lied. Did you guys hear that? I said allegedly. I can't imagine what Chad's kids are saying or think. I mean, do you think they believe it? Do you think that they're in denial? Have we heard anything about them? I mean, I don't know anybody who knows them. Oh yeah, Melanie knows a lot. But she didn't disclose that. April, stick around. After Lori's, we're going to go over the Melanie GT again. I want to go through it and not get cut off because it's pretty good. So one of Melanie G's friends recorded her without her knowledge. And she kind of sort of contradicted a lot of things that she testified to. And that's kind of a no-no when it comes to being under oath. I think it's something called perjury. Well, Jimmy, yeah, I mean, I don't know how Chad could deny it because I think the same day or around the same time, he told Tammy that he buried a raccoon out there. They live in the house where the kids were found. They suspected nothing. I know. I don't know. I don't know. I want to know. I mean, this trial is gonna tell us so much. Well, I think because Chad's children were grown. Chad's children were grown and they were like supporting themselves. Now, think about it. JJ was a handful, no fault of his own, but he was a special needs child. And special needs children take a lot of the mother's time. Hold on. Oh, I thought it was starting. You know, special needs children are demanding of their mother's and their father's time. And do you really think Chad wanted to mess with that? Hell no. He wanted Lori all to himself. And then Tylee, which in my opinion, I think she was onto Lori's shit and was starting to be a little too mouthy for Lori's liking. Because I think Tylee was a very strong personality. I think she was old enough to know better. She had been around, you know, like Lori's friend Echo from Hawaii, who, you know, Tylee spent a lot of time with Echo and her daughter. And Echo is not into this cult stuff. So, I mean, Tylee knows the difference between her mother's, you know, sudden cult beliefs and normalcy, I think. That's just my opinion. And I don't know. I've always seen the videos of Tylee and photos, and she seemed like she was very protective over that boy, over JJ. Nicole, thanks. Oh, yeah. Alex is listed in the indictment as a defendant. Thanks, Mom of 5 boys. Appreciate that. Sweet Vampy, Alex is listed as a defendant. It's just too bad he can't face the charges. Alex is actually listed in the indictment as the shooter that shot at Tammy Daybell when she thought she was shot at with a paintball gun. They listed in the indictment that Alex was the shooter. Those sons of bitches. Alex had Googled how to shoot through a Dodge Datsun or something. Hey, Gretchen. We already watched Chad. And we are waiting for Lori. We're 15 minutes late for Lori's. We're waiting. Oh, Rachel Smith is on screen. If you guys see Rachel up there in the corner, welcome back, Rachel. Welcome back. Hi, Shell. Oh my gosh, you had me worried, girlfriend. Dodge Dakota. Sorry, what did I say? What did I say, Cheryl? Did I say Durango? Chad's son drove one, so does that mean... Oh, here we go. There she is with her mask. All right, I'm going to shut up.
We'll be on the record here in Fremont County. It is 11:44 here on the 26th of May, 2021. Good morning to everybody. We will call up case number CR 2221-1624, State of Idaho versus Lori Noreen Vallow. Miss Vallow, Miss Daybell is present here with her attorney, Mr. Means. I have Miss Blake. I have Miss Smith and Mr. Wood appearing here for the state. This is the date and time for an initial appearance. The court took a recess prior to the hearing today and had a sidebar with counsel in chambers. Based upon the information that was provided to the court finds that there's some exigent circumstances as well as a motion that was made orally to me to continue the initial appearance by the defense to a future time. A date certain has not yet been set. What is the state's position with regards to the motion made by defense to continue this initial appearance?
Your Honor, the state objects to the motion to continue.
Mr. Means, it is your desire to seek a motion for continuance, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
I couldn't hear you. Will you speak a little bit louder?
Correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Based upon the information that was provided to the court is going to continue this initial appearance based upon the information that was provided to me, and we will set this for a time and date certain in the future. For right now, we don't know that date and time, but we'll get that set as soon as is feasible. Any questions about what's going to happen here today, Mr. Wood?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Means?
No, Your Honor.
We'll proceed from there. Thanks, everybody, for
Your Honor,
appearing.
we would quickly ask if Mr. Means has entered a notice of appearance on this case.
Mr. Means, is it your intent to represent Miss Daybell here in this case?
It is, Your Honor.
Do you plan on entering a notice of appearance to, I guess, just to memorialize that?
As soon as I get an opportunity, I will, Your Honor.
Any other questions, Mr. Wood?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that will be all for today. Thanks, everybody, for appearing. We will be adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Are you kidding me? A continuance? Wow. Oh, shoot. Hang on. Let me mute. Wow. I wonder what's going on now. I didn't hear them give any reason. But maybe Edens or Edens, whatever his name is, didn't want to not grant it because he doesn't want to give her any reason to say that she wasn't given, a fair trial or a fair, whatever. Extenuating circumstances. So that could mean a lot of things. You think she's going to go for a mental? Some people are saying a mental, a plea. He referenced something before they came on. Really? Should we replay? Let's go back and see if we can hear. Oh, we can't. He put it on private, I think. Hold on. Yeah, they put it on private. And I can't replay it. You can't replay this until we get off of here, so that's where that stands. Boo. So we don't even have a continuance date. They didn't talk about a time frame. So I guess we will wait and find out when her next hearing is going to be. You guys can rewind. You guys can rewind. I can rewind on my phone. Okay, let's see. We're just gonna have some audio here.
I'm dead. You guys gotta see this.
Oh wait, hold on.
Their mother, grandmother as possible. She seemed like she was very
All right, let's see here.
Means is your intent to represent?
Let me go back.
we already watched Chad.
Oh shoot, was I
We're waiting
yapping?
for Lori. We're 15 minutes late for Lori's. We're waiting. Oh, Rachel Smith is on screen. If you guys see Rachel up there in the corner, welcome back, Rachel. Welcome back. Hi, Shell. Oh my gosh, you had me worried, girlfriend. Dodge Dakota. Sorry, what did I say? What did I say, Cheryl? Did I say Durango? Chad's son drove one, so does that mean... Oh, here we go. There she is with her mask. All right, I'm going to shut up.
We'll be on the record here in Fremont County. It is 11:44 here on the 26th of May, 2021. Good morning to everybody. We will call up case number CR 2221-1624, State of Idaho versus Lori Noreen Vallow. Miss Vallow, Miss Daybell is present here with her attorney, Mr. Means. I have Miss Blake. I have Ms. Smith and Mr. Wood appearing here for the state. This is the date and time for an initial appearance. The court took a recess prior to the hearing today and had a sidebar with counsel in chambers. Based upon the information that was provided to the court finds that there's some exigent circumstances as well as a motion that was made orally to me to continue the initial appearance by the defense to a future time. A date certain has not yet been set. What is the state's position with regards to the motion made by defense to continue this initial appearance?
Your Honor, the state objects to the motion to continue.
Mr. Means, it is your desire to seek a motion for continuance, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
I couldn't hear you. Will you speak a little bit louder?
Correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Based upon the information that was provided to the court is going to continue this initial appearance based upon the information that was provided to me, and we will set this for a time and date certain in the future. For right now, we don't know that date and time, but we'll get that set as soon as is feasible. Any questions about what's going to happen here today, Mr. Wood?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Means?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So it could be anything. I mean, whatever they're saying is they're asking for the continuance. So it could be for any reason, but interesting. Is she turning on Chad? I mean, do they need her to turn on Chad? Do they have enough evidence on Chad to convict him? That's the question. Because I think if they have Chad, if they have him like slam dunk as far as evidence, why would they need to make a deal with her? I think she's the last person that the prosecution would want, or the state would want to make a deal with. I just hope to God they don't need her. I just hope they don't need her. Because she needs to go down. Alexis? Yeah, I saw that, Lindsay. Yep, Chad will be arraigned on June the 9th. Okay, so we're done with Lori. Nothing happened. They asked for a continuance, and Judge Edens granted that. Exactly, Cheryl, you're right. So let's dish on the Melanie G. tea. All right, we're going to go over this one more time. Melanie G., who was Chad and Lori's friend, she testified in Chad's preliminary. She basically threw Lori and Chad under the bus. Well, it seems that a friend of hers had spoken with her and thought things didn't sound right and felt the need to record it. So she did. And this is a transcription of some things from the calls that were recorded. I haven't heard the actual recordings myself. I know someone who has, but I myself have not, so I cannot guarantee the validity of the transcript. Just prefacing that, and also prefacing that anything we talk about is for entertainment purposes only. So, Melanie G. says, months and months they tried to come up with a plan to get rid of Charles. And that the cops admit that they don't think Charles was killed in self-defense. So her friend asks, did she ask him to kill Charles? Melanie says, well, self-defense, yes, they planned it. Melanie says, Alex was doing a favor for his sister. It was planned self-defense. Now, mind you, this is all on recording. And from what I hear, you can't mistake that it's Melanie Gibb talking. Then she goes on to say that Lori said they, Charles and Adam, were trying to kill her. Adam is her other brother. Melanie said an officer told her Lori was really happy for just having someone blown away in her front room. And that's in reference to when Charles was killed by Alex in quote unquote self-defense. Then Melanie asked Lori if Tylee was at BYU, and Melanie said, yeah. But she gave me this really creepy look. Like, yes, she's dead. And then Melanie says, Tylee didn't like Charles. Tylee doesn't like anybody. And then Melanie said also that Lori tells me, this is Melanie saying this, Lori tells me JJ's a zombie now, and so was Tylee. And that, quote, people who become zombies don't end up staying alive. And then she also said that Lori said she was going to give JJ back to Kay. And Melanie suggested that Lori tell Kay she's sick as an excuse to give JJ back to Kay. So at that time, was Lori thinking, oh, I might have mercy on JJ and just give him to Kay? But then did evil Chad come in and say, oh no, he's a zombie? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Then she goes on to say, here's Melanie, says to her friend, plus, it's not her kid anyways. He was a drug baby. Real nice, Melanie Gibb. If you said that, real nice. Then she says after JJ went to live with Kay, Tammy died, and Melanie called Lori in Hawaii to tell her that Tammy died. Melanie says that Tammy was a zombie 2 weeks before she died because she thought Chad and Lori were having an affair. And then the friend asked, how did Tammy Daybell die? And Melanie said, Lori or Chad said they had to do what they could to take out her spirit. And then Melanie said, I'm thinking she said a prayer and Tammy's spirit went home. She thought she did some kind of blessing. And then Melanie says, I get a phone call from the police and, of course, I ignore it. Then Melanie goes to Arizona to talk to Alex Cox, and he tells her she doesn't want to know what happened to JJ. And then Lori said, we thought JJ was going to get kidnapped by Kay, so we're protecting him. Then Zulema Pastenes tells Melanie G that Chad gave her a blessing to be one of the 144,000. She was translated and started having visions. Then Alex Cox told Zulema that JJ won't be able to be found. Chad tells them to hurry and get married so they can become part of the 144,000. And that is Melanie and her fiance she's talking about. Then Melanie says J. Rowe is out of control, meaning Julie Rowe is out of control. Did a ridiculous podcast where she claimed the kids were safe, happy. She, Julie Rowe, isn't going to like it when they show up dead. So that's the Melanie GT from Melanie G's friend. And Melanie G must have lied under oath because this is totally different than what she testified to. Interesting, huh? Interesting. What are you guys thinking? What do you think? Yes, Fry. Yes. Very annoying. I don't think any of these people were actually friends to one another. These people are just plain weird. Just plain weird. I don't know, Janet. We don't know what's in the works behind the scenes, but they're up to something. They're wanting more info, or I don't know. You guys are thinking that she was in a psych ward. I don't know. This case just gets crazier and crazier. But the good news is the grand jury brought back the indictment of first-degree murder. Lori may have gotten a continuance today, but her day will come. No, this isn't a breakout session. It's over. We already did Chad and Lori's. I'm not sure. I don't know where the friend lives when she recorded, so I don't know. That's why I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure if she recorded it illegally or not, because I don't know what. I don't know. Karen says death penalty. I'm in Idaho. They don't play. They don't play. So I saw you guys saying she had toilet paper roll curls. How does she get them to curl? Do they put them in there like wet and then let it dry overnight? Like she got all prettied up yesterday for today. So her half grown out brunette, half blonde looked good. I don't think anyone in Idaho has been put to death since 94. She might have had a meltdown. Why do you think Means will step down? You think he's on the fence? You think that's what the holdup is? Speaking of Jolly Ranchers, I updated our stickers last night after we went live. So if you are a member, and you can become a member by doing this right here, I think. You will see we now have Lori, Chad, Zulema, Alex, Lori's Jolly Rancher, Barry, Morphew, and I think that's it for new ones. But I will throw in a Chris Watts Vaseline for everyone. Cooter Brown, what up? Melanie was in Rexburg. I don't think she is anymore because she left her subpoena in her hotel room and she skated the hell out of town. So I don't know. Means has a lien on Chad's property. He's staying. Really? Does Pryor too? Because who's paying Pryor? Because Chad hasn't been found indigent. Barry. Yeah, I mean, it could be a multitude of things, couldn't it, William Bowers? It could be a lot of things that could be going on. I mean, they haven't really had a lot of time to probably talk about it or figure something out. I don't know. I just have a feeling she's, you know, as she says in her own words, if you go watch the video I put out last night of Lori talking at her home meeting where she says, you know, I'm just sweet and innocent. She still thinks she's sweet and innocent. Chad is broke. His property wasn't paid off. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. These people are all freaking weird. I think they're all zombies, in my opinion. Hey, while I've got you guys here, since I brought you Lori and Chad's hearing and great discussion with awesome people in a chat, can you guys go smash that like button for me, please? Yeah, the prosecution objected. So I don't think they need her to testify or be any kind of star witness or anything like that. But that picture of Chad right there, I just want to punch him out. She hasn't even faced the charges yet. So she wasn't asked for a plea. They're asking for more time. I think she's going to be a perpetual victim. I think she's going to bat her little doe eyes and act like, oh, Chad brainwashed me and blah, blah, blah. I guarantee this drama is just beginning. This will not go down like a normal trial. I just have that gut feeling. Yes, William, it's, I put it out yesterday. I think it's called like Lori Speaks at Home Meeting. There's no video, unfortunately, but there is the audio. And she talks a lot of smack about a lot of things. It's kind of creepy, actually, but yeah. It gives you some insight for sure. I also have a podcast where Zulema Pastenes, Alex Cox's wife, was a guest. And that's pretty insightful too, because there's not a whole lot out there about Zulema. And this is probably like the most I can find where she tells what her job is, what her goals are with her job. It's just really weird what she does. She's like a love coach and she holds love groups. And if you listen, oh my gosh, if you guys listen to the Zulema podcast on my channel, the podcast host is like moaning and groaning as Zulema gets deeper and deeper, talking about what she does in these love groups and what it means to her and what the spirits tell her to do. And this girl is like, oh my God, Zulema, and it's just like, wow, what? That's like one of those like reaction, like you got to play that and like do a reaction video with someone, like have them listen to it because it's just friggin' weird. It's like, whoa. I felt at times like I shouldn't even be listening, like I was eavesdropping, but it was like a public podcast. But no, she was into it. She was into it. So anyway, those are on my channel if you want to check those out. It's Daybell City this week. So we will stand by. We have Chad back in court on June 9th. We're waiting for Lori's date to come back up. Oh, of course. Of course they're going to pin it on Alex. Dead men can't talk, right? I really believe there's a reason Alex is dead. Zulema is the one who married Alex. No, she's Latino, I believe. She does have an accent, but she's not German. But if you go back into, I have a whole playlist. I have Lori and Chad Daybell, or Daybell Vallow playlist. And then there's a second playlist called like random vids of Vallow Daybell case or something. So There's lots of videos in there. I think I have like 70 some videos on this case alone. So that should keep you guys busy until the next hearing. So is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? I think we did see Chad actually face charges, which is good. Lori, not so much. But it just adds to, you know, what we expect out of this case. Nothing's going to go by the book. The lawyers are clowns. They're going to make ridiculous claims. They're going to ask for ridiculous. Just, it's going to drag on and on. I just have that feeling. But yeah, Angel Girl, I agree with you, because in the indictment, it stated that they didn't have to kill those kids themselves. They could have conspired to. They could have commanded someone else to. Even if they just knew about it, that was listed under first-degree murder. So they've got it all covered in those charges, whether they were physically there or not. Because I don't think Lori was physically there. I really don't. But for God's sakes, she had how many burner phones? We don't know where I don't know if they were able to even track those. I don't know. But Angela, it's downright scary that people like this exist and have children and get married. Mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. But yes, this is a step closer to justice for Tylee, JJ, and Tammy. Let's not forget Tammy Daybell, guys. That woman was snuffed out by the man that was supposed to protect her. The man she gave 5 children to. Snuffed. After he brought her an application, making an amendment, or not amendment, but upping her life insurance policy to the highest amount. Just a mere weeks before, or no, a month before she died. Almost 30 days on the nose before Tammy died. Chad upped her life insurance to the maximum amount. We don't know what that is yet. The indictment didn't state the amounts. But that's what Chad and Lori were living off of in Hawaii. Janice, this just came out yesterday, so I don't even know. Like, this is brand new. They took their time. Yes, they did a good job. Yes, 2 of her husbands are dead. Husband 1 and husband 2 are alive. Husband 3 and 4 are dead. And husband 5 is going to get the death penalty. Keep it spooky. I like that. You guys have any other questions? I'll be glad to answer if I can. Oh, Means has never done a death penalty case? I'm sure he hasn't. Heather Howard said, I think his entire goal was to get Lori and get that money so she would want to stay with him. Is it new, Shell? Oh, I can't wait to hear what they have to say. Oh, let's watch this. Okay. Let me send this over to myself. Oh my gosh, there's been a shooting down here in Florida. Uh-oh. Several shot in Winter Garden, Florida. Several people. Okay, sorry. This is breaking news. I'm interrupting this podcast for breaking news. Several people have been shot outside a Winter Garden home following an argument. And this is in Winter Garden, Florida. Officials were called to Horizon Street in Winter Garden, Florida, after reports of multiple people being shot in the front yard of a home. Emergency responders took some people to the hospital in Orlando. Officials say there were reports of several others being taken to hospitals by other individuals. Investigators believe an argument broke out and several people and shots were fired. If you have any information, contact Detective Dave Clark at 407-656-3636. So there you go. All right, now back to Larry and Kay Woodcock. That is a big crime scene, y'all. In Winter Garden, that ain't good. People are losing their damn minds. All right, let's see. I'm going to play this for you guys. How long is it? Oh, it's not long at all, right? Okay, so Kay and Larry definitely want the death penalty. They tell, why is that over with? Hold on. It's really super short. It feels like a dang Monday. Okay, unmute. I'm going to show you this if it kills me. Okay, here you go. Now you have sound.
Do you want prosecutors to pursue the death penalty for both of them?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is Fox.
There you go. I love Larry and Kay. Bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. No more deaths. I don't know how loud it was. I'm not going back for a 9-second video. I'm good. Was it really loud? Sorry. I had it turned way up from the hearing, so at least you can say you heard it. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here so that this can be replayed without it being obnoxiously long. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for moderators who showed up to mod for me. I appreciate you guys being so loyal and helping me out. But thanks. And we will keep an eye on this case and other cases and be looking out. I'm going to be releasing more videos from the Vallow Vault throughout the week. Wait a minute. Tomorrow, hold up. Tomorrow is the 27th, which means we have Barry Morphew in court tomorrow afternoon. So be looking for that event up here on J is for Justice or on any of my social media platforms. I will share the event. Also on Friday, Taylor Parker out of Texas, who cut her friend's unborn baby out of her womb and stabbed her to death, is going to be in court for a preliminary hearing. So join me Thursday and Friday. Look for those events. Like my page on Facebook. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, wherever. You'll get updates. All right, guys. Oh, and another thing. If you want to listen on Apple Podcasts, I'm going to put all my episodes on Apple. It'll be on any podcast platform where you can listen to a podcast, basically. So you can listen to it in your car. You can listen to it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Letitia has been put off. I'm going to cover that too, but that's put off now. But tomorrow we have Barry. And then Friday we have Taylor Parker. And if you don't know who Taylor Parker is, I do have a playlist for her. I interviewed her ex-mother-in-law. Taylor was married to Donnie's husband, or Donnie's son. Interesting, crazy case. All right, you guys, I'm going to go. Have a great afternoon. I love y'all. Stay safe.